Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Lenny Robbins YouTube channel, Know Your Politics. Let's come together to create a better understanding for each other by watching what our politicians do and what they say. Now, I'm sure most of us would have learned and have heard about the invasion of Venezuela and the threats being issued to other countries across the world. What that is indicating to us is that politics is changing, and Jamaica is not a unique country that is going to change and leave Jamaica standing. It's going to affect us in a real way. So it's far more important now, and it's urgent upon us now to start to get to know our politics. And I again want to put this appeal out there to all bloggers and like myself and others. Please let us help to educate the nation on why politics is important and what is politics. Because we need to help to create a better understanding for each other, because none of us know that all as I said, because in the long run it is our existence that is questioned. It is our existence that's on the line, not those as a politician. I want to use this opportunity to say thanks to all of my subscribers and supporters of the channel for the past couple of years, 2024, 2025, and I'm looking forward to your continued support for 2026, and looking forward to further growth of this channel. I'm prepared to take it slow, one day at a time, one step at a time, and move it, because I need to get it to where it becomes, we're reaching a wider group of people, and reaching out to all Jamaicans, especially wherever you are in the world, because it's important for us to start to include Jamaica in this program, because it is important. It is important. Because I know Jamaicans all over the world, we love our country, and it is important for us to really do whatever we can do to help our country to better understand what politics is, and to help to create that better understanding for each other. As I say that, I'm saying all of that to say this, because I listened to a video this morning on YouTube, and I want to jump right into it, because that's the reason why I'm here this morning. And it dovetails beautifully or perfectly into what my mantra is really. Let's come together to create a better understanding for each other. Now that video was posted on the YouTube channel, JPU, Jamaica Politics Uncovered, edited by the lady known as Natalie. Now, I've never met her, I've never spoken to her, but I know I've seen her posted a lot of video, a lot of followers and all of that on YouTube. Big up to you, Natalie, and all of that. But you said something this morning that I must question, I must jump right into, and I must give my own two-piece common sense understanding or addition, expansion on what you said. Now, she spoke about the credibility of the PMP, especially as it relates to Bunting and the leader Mark Golden. Now, she spoke about the campaign also that the PMP ran during the last general election. They campaigned on the fact that the JLP, on the issue that JLP, the corrupt organization, the Prime Minister is a liar, he too is corrupt, the JLP government is on the wrong economic path, they are disconnected from the people, they're not listening to the cry of the people, and most of all, they don't hear the cry of the people. But while at the same time, Mark Golden is saying that, because he really said that as a matter of fact on the campaign. Meanwhile, he's saying that both himself and Golden and Bunting benefited from investment, real estate investment, through policies of the very Andrew Holness administration that they put in place in tourism along the tourism corridors of the North Coast. And she went on to mention that Bunting profited 61.8 million US dollars from the very investment policies the Prime Minister created and put in place. Now, as far as she's concerned, that's very disingenuous on the part of the PNP to campaign on corruption and calling the JLP government a corrupt one, when they are benefiting from the very policy of the JLP government through their own investment. It is disingenuous for them to say the economy is not on the right path when they are the same one is using the opportunities that the economy created to invest in real estate and benefited in a very big way. Now, one thing that is absent here for me, Miss Natalie, is that you did not mention how many JLP parliamentarians and members invested also in that opportunity, or if there was any JLP member that invested in that opportunity. I noticed you said nothing about that. But you said everything wrong, everything about the PNP. But I want to remind you of something, Miss Natalie. This is not the first time this kind of thing is happening in our politics in Jamaica. But you put it out there, I assume, I don't know if you want to give the impression that this is the first time or whatever, but it's sounding to me as if you want to make the statement to substantiate the fact that the PNP was wrong to call out the JLP during their campaign as corrupt, disconnected from the people, not hearing the cry of the people, misleading the people. And running an economy that is heading in the wrong direction. I remember also a poll that was conducted by Don Anderson, Miss Natalie, or whatever your name is. And that poll was about the economy. Is the economy running in the right direction? Is people satisfied with the economy and all of these things? Now, the poll came out, the JLP came out favorably with a very slim margin. The president of the youth arm of the JLP, I think his name is Wichinam or Williams or something to the effect. I don't remember if I stand to be corrected on that. He was out front saying, yes, the economy is on the right path and they're happy, and if it continues to be, then all Jamaicans will be able to benefit in a much bigger way from the economic growth and development that is forecasted under the JLP government. That poll was done more than a year ago. I think it was done late 2024, or early 25, very early 25. Another poll was done by Don Anderson also that speaks to the importance, the current concerns of Jamaicans. What is the most concerned things to Jamaicans at the time? That was pretty much a little before the budget was read last year, I do believe, or sometime after. And the polls again indicated that cost of living was the most important thing to Jamaica, or to Jamaicans, not crime and violence, cost of living. And these two findings speaks to the economy at the time. Jamaicans said the economy was on the right track. The president of the youth arm of the JLP highlighted that in no uncertain manner, while the PMP decried it as not honest, that the economy was not on the right track because this government is too corrupt. But let me say this, Natalie. What is important here for me is not whether those information is correct or not. It's not the fact that you are, it's not to say you're wrong to highlight the information that you came up with. But what my concern is that the way you put it out there, you make it seem that if only the PMP has done it. The JLP has done it too, and this is not the first time this is happening, Natalie. This happens all the time in politics. And this is why I'll continue to say when we speak about things in politics, we have to be very fair in our assessment. Both political parties in Jamaica have done the same thing. When PMP is in power, Jamaica say, oh, the economy is bad, it's not going in the wrong direction. They are not in tune with people's feelings and people's cry. But whatever opportunity comes up, both politicians from both sides of the fence invest in those opportunities, in those investment opportunities to make money. The public is not made known of this, Miss Natalie. I can't understand why you would make this a big thing about the PMP's credibility. They have no credibility to bring it forward while they are benefiting. When it has already happened under the JLP, with the JLP too. PMP was in power and JLP invested and make money. Let us be frank in our assessment when we are doing these things. Because it's important we educate the nation about the right thing and not just a partisan issue. I say this loud and clear to you, Natalie, that you can talk about JLP or talk in favor of JLP all you want. The only thing you're achieving here is the furtherance of the division in our politics, the divisiveness amongst our people, our voters. That's all we do. That's all you're doing. What you're saying is not unifying Jamaica. The information may be correct, but you have to be honest about this because it happened under the previous administration where the JLP invests and benefit. And let me ask you the question. Did you do a research to find out if any JLP parliamentarians and members of the Jamaica Labour Party invested in the real estate in policy that was created in the tourism in corridors by the very present Andrew Holness administration? Did you do an investigation to find out if any JLP member also made money from that? Because if any JLP member did and make money from it, and you are only calling out the PMP, then you're also biasing the entire nation. And you're making yourself out to look like a paid advertiser for the JLP. Our useful idiot to the party and its goals and perspective. I'm not trying to tell you not to support the JLP, but be honest. And I'm not telling anyone not to support the PMP, but be honest about your support. Because the people you're speaking to and the people you're having supporting you are the people who deserve to be told the truth and get a balanced perspective. There's no one side to any story. Every story has two sides to it, Natalie. And I must have confessed that I listened to your program a lot. You have said a lot of wonderful things, and you have come out with a lot of stuff that is real and makes sense. But this one is not cutting it. This one doesn't pass the smell test, Natalie. Because in any country throughout the world, even during World War One, World War Two, if you go back in history, Natalie, you will realize that many politicians who have walked away from both World War One and Two, multi-millionaires, because they invested in manufacturing and made their money, because bullets has to be made, guns has to be made, all sort of stuff has to be made. Even when it's not their party who started the war. And this is something that is happening. This is a minor issue in our politics, Natalie. This is nothing. To jump on the PNP bandwagon to say, oh yes, you people have no credibility. You're benefiting from something, from an economy that you're saying is not prospering. That is the nature of the politics we get from our politicians in Jamaica. And this is something we must strive to stop. Because we say this to people and people run up and say, oh yeah, the JLP is, the PNP is this and the PNP is that and the PNP is that. But the JLP does the same thing. The JLP does the same thing. I know you know better than that, Natalie. Like I said, I'm only here to make common sense of what is happening. Because I'm not going to take any sides in politics. I'm not going to take any side in politics. I'm not here for that. And then I'll never get myself down to the level of sticking my neck out for no JLP and no PNP. As I've said before and will continue to say, if either of these parties were ever interested in making Jamaica a better place, Jamaica would be better off many, many years ago. Many, many years ago. We were hijacked from the very day that Articles of Independence were drawn. And I'm not afraid to say the PNP hijacked Jamaica then. David Corr hijacked Jamaica then. Let me put it that way. And I want to quote something to you, Miss Natalie. I'm not going to quote it word for word because I'm just going to give a synopsis of what was said by Bustamante. He said if Manley would only join forces with me, we can do something for Jamaica. Something so big that no other force could supersede or exceed that. Right there is a unity. Is a call for unity in our governance of the country. But politicians see it their own way. I can make money personally on this side of the fence. We can make money. I don't need to join you. And that's where the greed and the corruption began to set in. That's where the greed and the corruption began to set in. And just to remind people who are out there killing themselves about PNP and JLP. The PNP was the first Jamaica Labour Party in the country. 1938, the PNP then was the Jamaica Labour Party. That's the first name given to the PNP, the Jamaica Labour Party. The name was changed a couple of months down the road because some of his senior members and executives felt the name would send the wrong message to people across Jamaica that they were only there or the party was only created to defend laborers, workers. Just 5 years later. So they dropped the Jamaica Labour and pick up People's National. Even though it pick up People's National, it still had an emphasis on Labour, because behind the scene, the NWU was focused on Labour. The union attached to the political party was the Labour Party. 5 years later, 1943, Jamaica, Bustamante came up and grabbed the name Jamaica Labour Party. The both names are synonymous. We are here killing each other. We are here planting divisions division amongst ourselves as people. We are here hating on each other because of politicians. For what reason? How do we benefit from this? Ladies and gentlemen, I could go on this, Natalie, but you gotta wheel and come again. And when you're coming up with issues like these, Natalie, you must be fair to both political parties. Don't put down the other, uplift one and put down the other. It has happened on both sides of the fence. It has happened, and let's be honest about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say once again, welcome to the Lenny Robbins YouTube channel. Let's come together to know your politics. And by creating a better understanding for each other by watching and listening to what your politicians do. And I'm also including some of us as bloggers, or most of us as bloggers on YouTube, who have YouTube channel out there. It is time for us to put our best foot forward and start to educate Jamaica and help Jamaica to become a better place. We have a lot to do to help Jamaica. And by closing, I'm actually gonna set up create a video, because I wanted to know something about the UIC, and before I made the video, I'm gonna try and reach out to, I have a phone number for them. I'm gonna try and reach out and talk to someone, because I've read a manifesto for the UIC, and before I even say anything about it, I'd like to talk to someone about it to hear their explanation of their manifesto. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Lenny Robbins YouTube channel. Know your politics. Let's come together. Happy January 6th. Special day, historic day in the world today, January the 6th. for those of us who remember that. 2020, January the 6th. And blessed love to all Jamaicans wherever you are in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I appeal to all Jamaicans. Let us look at what the government is doing, because the JLP government won't be in power forever. And the same way we treat the JLP government is the same way the PMP is going to be treated. So I would say to all Jamaicans, let's come together and look at the good the government is doing and try to help them to press forward and get better. You understand? Push them to continue to do the good they're doing and to get better, to do more good and better at what they're doing. That's what we need to do. Our politics, for me, is not who gets what, where, when, why, and how, but simple. The equitable distribution of justice, wealth, and opportunity. That's all it is for me. And that's all it should be for all Jamaicans. Ladies and gentlemen, blessed love to Jamaica. Lenny Robbins, over and out.